Hello,
Hello.
hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to this session today. We're going to be talking about Magic AI in Canva. We have the tiny URL down below if you want access to our presentation. Do not hesitate to type in this link and it will bring you to our presentation. We're really happy to be with you today and to show you a little bit of magic. We're going to sprinkle some fairy dust today and hope to inspire you with Magic AI in Canva. Um, Something that you need to know, we cannot hear you. You can see us. This is a YouTube live. So at any moment, if you need to pause and test things out, do not hesitate to do so. We'll have some time in the session just to let you work things out. But do not hesitate to put in the comments. We'll be reading your comments and making adjustments or trying to answer your answers as best as we can. So without further ado, we'll get going. So your team today, I'll let Maggie introduce herself.
Yes. Hi, everybody. So, my name is Maggie Dimitri. I'm a science and tech educator in Quebec, in Montreal. And I'm very, very happy here to share our passion about AI and the use of technology in class.
Awesome. And I'm Martin Pelletier. I'm from Moncton, New Brunswick, and I'm an educational leader. I work with tech and various pedagogies in the classroom, and I'm really happy to be with you today. And we also have Emily, who's going to be our co-pilot today. Emily, do you want to say a quick word?
Of course. Hello, everyone. I'm joining you from Canmore, Alberta, and I will be here answering questions in the chat and also taking them to our incredible presenters today.
Great, thank you. All right. So, a little land acknowledgement before we get started. I encourage you to visit this website to create your own land acknowledgement to respect your community or your area. I will start by doing one for the New Brunswick area, so something that represents my area. So, I would like to begin by acknowledging that I'm on the land, that the land I'm on, which we gather here today, is the traditional unceded territory of the Wolastoq, Maliseet, and Mi'kmaq people.
Yes, and I also acknowledge that we are located on the unceded indigenous land. And please forgive my pronunciation, Kinikaha Nation, and is recognized as the custodians of the lands and waters on which we gather today. Montreal specifically is the Totake Montreal. I'm sorry again for the spelling. Um, yeah, so thank you very much.
All right, and this session is brought to you by Logix Academy. Here we have the website. There's many various opportunities of learning for teachers and for students as well. There's various things. And just to keep her heads up on this, something coming up is Computer Science Week. We'll have a bunch of activities for you, and there's a lot of sessions as well for today. And keep in mind, if you register for those sessions, and even if you don't have time to watch it today on a nice rainy Saturday like us for in New Brunswick, you are able to watch the recording. So it's always great to have access to that. We'd like to thank our partners as well for making this possible. We partner with Microsoft Education, Google Cloud, and also Minecraft Education, and we're Apple Professional Learning Provider as well. You can see here that we partner with various manufacturers to bring coding and STEM into the day-to-day classroom. So ensuring that teachers are supported and are able to implement them. So if you have some of those robots in your classroom and you need help on how to introduce them or how to use them, or you have you're curious about adding them to your classroom, or you have a grant or something, we can certainly help you with that in your classroom. We also want to take some time today to sincerely thanks Microsoft for their generous support for this workshop as part as their commitment to fostering broader understanding in AI. So Microsoft is doing a lot of work with AI. So we want to thank them for being a help to us today. Next, we're going to be talking, I skipped this part. We're going to be talking about our agenda today. So we're going to be, like I said earlier, sprinkling some fairy dust. We're going to be talking about magic AI in Canva. There's so many things we can do with Canva. I'm sure it's a favorite of a lot of people here. But we're going to be specifically talking about leveraging AI in Canva to enhance your creative projects. And then we're going to be modifying visuals to narrate stories. And then we're going to talk about how to utilize AI within the whiteboard functionalities. And as you're working with it, new functions are appearing every day. For example, yesterday, Maggie and I were working on this, and suddenly, poof, a new AI function appeared. So we're going to be talking about that specifically.
It does feel like magic, let me tell you. In a matter of seconds, you can have something looking incredibly magical and amazing for your classes.
Exactly. So Magic AI in Canva, and now we're gonna let you know that today we are using the Educators Edition. Now you need to know that every teacher in Canada, and I think in America, have access to the teacher version, the Teacher Pro version. It is available. The only thing that you might need to do if you don't have it yet is verify with your school board. And there are some requirements, maybe like if you're a homeschool teacher or something like that, it might not work. You need to be associated with the school board. So just to let you know that the features that you will see today are the teachers' features of Canva, and they are accessible to everyone in Canada and United States. The other thing is you need to know that the AI access that you will see as a teacher is not always the same for students. So you might see things on the teacher side, but they might not be available or able to do it on the student side, especially if they're under 13.
Yes, and all with all the laws now, every province is different, and as much the most thing they can do, students can modify images or whatnot, but not generate. That's the major difference. But still, hey, who knows what the future holds? Maybe eventually they'll be allowed to generate as well.
See, and it's completely different, Maggie. In our school board, our students are not able to modify some of the things, but they're able to generate some.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, different rules, different places.
All right. So let's get right into it. My favorite part. So I invite you to, I'm going to try to go as slowly, so give you time to look into it. But just bear in mind that every time we show you a feature, we'll give you like a few minutes to explore and try it on your own as well. Okay. So hopefully you can have a second tab open next to you. On the desktop, and you could have the Canva open, you're in, and what I would like you to do is to go and open up a new presentation. So I'll give you a few minutes to do that. We'll take a look at, while you do that, basically we'll be taking a look at how do you generate images with Magic Media. So you give it a prompt, and as much prompts as you can, the more details you give it, the better is the image. Or I should say it will match as much as possible what you have in your mind. As you see on the screen, you have different options, different styles. Is the image that you want to generate, do you want it to look like an anime? Do you want it to be dreamy, like fantasy, filmic, if you're doing something epic with your students, a photo, and watercolors? The photo is very interesting because it's going to look very realistic. It's kind of scary. But again, the more info you give it, the better. And I should say also that bear in mind that images of people will not always be 100%. It's still, I think, something in the works, right? Can you press on the next just to make sure I don't forget anything? Right. So these are examples. I prompted the media, the magic media. I wrote a text about, right, I'd like to have an ancient Greece image with the sunset in the background. So you see, these are examples. When you choose a different styles, you would have, you see, I picked an image. It looks like that, like a sort of like a, yeah, it looks like an image. Then you have a graphic. It's totally just like a generated computer, kind of a computer type of image. And then even a video. Are you able to click on it? Yes, please click on that. So you see this, it's kind of, it's not doing much. I think this is something that really is in the works. It's not going to give you like a 2-hour video or even 10-minute video. It's very short, as you can see. It didn't do much. It did more of a like a kind of a background scenery. But hey, if that you know, if that's your need, then why not? So if you can share here, I think I can share my screen. Yeah. Yes, there we go. So when you're here, I encourage you to go to create a design, or you can go over here where it says presentation. And once you're in here, and you want to click elements, and then you'll go down to AI image generator. Right. So that's where you can generate your own. And once you're here, you can actually choose, you want to generate an image, graphics, or even the video. So that the video part is the interesting. I don't think everybody has video. I'd be curious to know, maybe you can write in the chat, if everybody has the option to create a video. Yes, thank you. Let's see here who wrote. Tina. Tina, you're in the right place. Yes, okay. Doc. No, you write a presentation. Yeah. All right, so once you're here, let's take it to images, and then you just literally go ahead, write whatever you want. So I know Christmas is along the way. Actually, just tried this. I'd like to have a scenery with the pyramids of Egypt and showing a snowstorm in the background, which is really unique. I could not find that anywhere on the internet, and I wanted to look realistic, and I will keep the aspect ratio this way, and let's see what that gives us. It's really fun. Especially this really works if you're trying to create something in class that requires like a background or cool imagery that you won't find anywhere online. Oh, look at that. Imagine.
For Santa's sled, huh?
Oh my goodness. And I bet anything, if I put this on a social media, I'm going to scare everybody. It's the end of the world. There is a snowstorm in Egypt, 40 centimeters. I don't think the camels will like that very much. But anyway, so I believe, I think this is for the magic media images. I want to give you a few minutes to try it. Can you go back to the slide deck, Martin? And let's see if I'm missing anything. I would love, yes, exactly. So I'll give you a few minutes, try it, have fun. And at the same time, while you're doing this, I want you to think in the back of your mind, how is this useful for me in my classroom? Like pedagogically speaking, you have like a unit coming up that you're just at a loss with ideas. You want a new image of something. You want to create like some kind of a person, a character to fits with your story. I'll give you a few minutes. Think about it and bear in mind your objective of today. Yeah, it's snowing in Egypt. It's fantastic. Yeah. And let's see if we generate this one again. And I had students visualize the regions of Canada. We've had students put their descriptive writing in it to see it lacks details. Oh, that's a nice way to get the critical thinking going. That's cool. What does it look like if it's an anime? Anyone else? Darren is sharing us all kinds of really cool things he did in his class. We did Terry Fox stickers. That's really cool. Yeah, it's just, there's things you will not find anywhere else except with AI. Look at that. Anime meets Egypt.
it's great if the students are creating a story or something, and they want to bring their image in their head and their mind to life. They can actually portrait your story. So it's great.
It's fantastic for that. Yeah. What about you, Martin? Have you created anything crazy like that?
Yeah, I even used it on in a personal at a personal level. I had some description of characters for a murder mystery. So
Ooh,
I wanted my invites to look a little bit like the characters. So I wrote the prompt I had for every character, and it generated an image for those characters. So I sent that to my guests, and it was pretty cool, pretty fun. But the students love it. They're doing an ad for something, and let's say they're creating a skateboard store or something like that, so they can create their store and have like the front page of their store. So it's great.
man. We have a
Rafik has a question there. I don't know if you caught that. Can I generate images for 3D printing?
So to generate images with 3D printing, you need to have an STL file. And I don't think that is an option here. Let's see. When you click on share and download, you have different types of file types. So PDF, as you can see, you can download it as PDF, PowerPoint, MP4 video, image, SVG. Okay, so maybe that's something that might work. I would have to try. Oh, Darren says it works. Okay, so Darren, would you try with SVG? See, that's something new I haven't seen. And there's a little crown there, which means it's something really specific to our version of the for the educators version. So Darren there on YouTube seems to be really knowledgeable about that. Darren, have you tried with SVG? I'm assuming that would be the only thing possible. Let's see if he answers that. We do have Jen who says, I create images to show people representative of my students' culture in my slide desk. And Jill Harris says, I would like a realistic 1990s version of motherboard with labels for component, no labels, 1 of 3 not accurate, rest decent. Okay, you know what, decent, you know, keep on giving it details and it'll give you something better. Yes, exactly, Darren. So that's what I just discovered. Thank you very much, Rafik, for this question. I didn't know that myself. That could be a whole can of worms that we just opened up here. All right, everybody, what's our next slide? Oh, yes, modifying images with Magic Media. So as you can see on the screen, Magic Studio allows you to modify an existing image. So this could be an image that you have yourself, that you took a picture of something or someone, or it can be an image that's already in Canva. So the picture that you see there is a picture I found, just typed in happy baby. And as you can see, he's very, very cute and happy. You could do 2 things. At the top of the bar, you can edit, which when you click edit, it really opens up the Magic Studio that you see there in the image. Or background remover, BG remover, which is also fantastic because you could see, like you see on the right side, when I click background remover, it gives me literally, it erased everything behind, which is something we have seen before. However, with the options of Magic Studio, you could just do Magic Grab, for example. It only picks up the picture of the baby without the brown sort of the border from the bed frame. You can crop it to make a cute little shape. You could do a lot of things with that. So without further ado, I can show you how I did that on Canva. If you can share my screen again. Right. So let's go back again. So we go to elements. This way, I'm going to just pick any. Let's go Christmas tree. Anything. Any image. Or photos. Okay, let's erase that one. Okay. Now, actually, I should take something with a scene because then I want to show you what that looks like once I have it here. So the details, hey, we'll try it out. So once you click on this, you could go background remover. Oh, not bad. That's cool. And that was pretty quick too. Or you could click on edit on the top here. And there you go. You have all these options. background remover, magic eraser, magic grab. So magic grab, what do you want to grab out of this, basically? So I want the Christmas tree. You really got to play around with it. You can click or brush. Oh, there we are. I want to grab just the tree. Everything else should be erased. I'm going to go place it under the pyramids. Very good. Okay, it's taking a bit of time.
Something that I like from the AI generator, like once you select the image that you choose or something, it always stays in your imports or in your library.
That's true. It's a bit long. Oh, there. You see, I can grab it out of here and put it somewhere else. So it's like it's gone. Boof, it vanished. See what we told you about magic? It really did magic right here. So I'm going to remove it from here and add it to some other scenery. And you guys can imagine what that can look like. So there's really, the sky's the limit, what you could do with that. And I'll give you guys, I believe it's your time to try it. Could you go back to the slides, please? I think so. Yeah. So I'll give you a few minutes to upload your own image or find an image on Canva and modify it with Magic Studio. Yeah. Have you tried Magic Studio, Martin or Emily?
I've used it a few times with some like actual real picture, like taking a picture of my son or something and just removing the background, put him in somewhere.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that.
For example,
I haven't used it much, so I'm writing down all of these tips, Maggie.
Oh, yes. It's really fun. Oh, I didn't show. I forgot. Well, people are playing around with it. I wanted to show. Wait, let's edit this one. I completely forgot about. Oops. We did magic. Okay. Magic edit. Oh, it was down here. Shape cropper. That one here.
Yes.
Crop images into unique frames easily. So it's kind of like, I want to do something with this, not sure what. So I could pick anything. I like this.
You want me to share your screen again?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. There you go. Okay, so just backtrack what I was doing. I'm really sorry. In the shape crop, so I'm back here editing. I've clicked edit, and I went down to one of the apps, shape cropper. And you could choose any kind of frame. Let's say I'm going to go with this little piece of puzzle, and you choose where the zoom. Let's say we go like this. Add to the design. Oh, cool. So you can generate things, really cool shapes with the original images that you have. So motivating. Thank you, Darren. Darren says, great way to teach students about art, history, and styles. Ooh, very cool. Very cool. Anyone would like to share what they did? You can do so in the chat. You can do different effects as well. Oh, I'd like to have a purple Christmas tree. You could do. Oh, wow. That's nice. Imagine you have a nice Christmas card to create. Very nice. And now I'm going to try. You can go back to the slide deck, please.
All right. So for the next part,
Ooh, yes.
we're
Adding
talking
mock-up.
about mockups.
Right. Another interesting feature. So once you're in, again, in the presentation and you click on elements, one of the apps that is included, Canva has tons of apps, free apps that you can add. Well, free. They're included in your pro version, education version. And one of the really cool apps called Mockups. So what it does is that you select a picture. So let's say again the picture of the baby, and you place it on the slide. Then you select a mockup. So it could be, let's say, like you see in this image, it is like a mug with this little. Do you see when you see this little background? It's like a blue sky with the green grass and whatnot. This means that it'll take whatever image you want and it'll take the shape of the object or frame right away. So that's the difference. Once you see that little background, it'll take whatever shape, whatever the image is, it will take the shape of the mug, just like in this picture. And once you insert your original image into the mockup, it will look like that. So it's really neat to personalize things for people. So you can eventually print these. Which is really, really cool. I know I've tried once printing to Bureau en Gros or Staples. That's a really big, like a poster. So you could do a lot. You could actually do that. It's not free, of course, but it's doable. You can send the information to Staples and print whatever it is that you need to print. So FYI, you see the app is mockups. It's like a blue box. So I can show them. You can go back to the main. Yeah. So let's say again, I go back to edit and down here where it says mockups. And these are the different things that you can place your image in. So you have the typical frames. Then you have all of these: home living, packaging, graphics. Any ideas, Martin? What should I pick? Let's do a phone. Anything. Oh, there. Immediately. I didn't even have to do anything. It just literally just boom, placed it on there. You can change that as well. Modify how much you want to appear inside your mockup. Smart crop. More AI. So it crops it in certain places and apply the changes. There you go. My purple tree is on my phone. You could also detach the image. You decide, no, I don't want that. I want to use this tree. So you just whoop, place it. Should be, there you go. You see how it kind of gets highlighted and it should be integrated in there. There you go. And it's like really together like that. What I just did now, you can right click and more options appear. Like, do you want to duplicate it, layer it within your image, apply color change, whatever you want if you make a change. Or you could just go back and detach the image again and whoop, now it's out again. So the sky is the limit again with this app called Mockups.
I like the computer features. Like so many times we want in a slide deck a computer that you can see something specific and you can exactly decide what's in your picture and what the computer screen shows. Yeah.
Right. Yes, we're asking here. Let us know if the chat, if you have used mockups before. I can see that being cool, like for kids have to do a cartoon or something like that. They have to integrate pictures that they took in their classroom, for example, of a special project they're making. So it really personalizes their work. Yeah. And are we ready for the next slide?
I think so.
Thank you, Jill. So we can give you a few minutes again to pick a mockup. Make sure you have your mockup up open and activate it. And you can use your image to integrate into a mockup. So I chose a random image on Canva, but you can have your own, can upload it. Actually, I don't think I showed how to upload an image. I'm sorry. Can you go back again, Martin? I'm going back and forth. So if I'm here again, and it should be over here, right here. You see that? So under element, you have text, the brand, uploads. So you can upload something from your computer. You can upload an image, a video, or an audio. So if that's the case, you would click upload files, and that brings you to all of these. Let's say I'm going to upload this one and open up. And now you have uploaded an image from your computer. There we go. And then you could do whatever you want with it. You could, I think Martin's going to show us about the recording after, right? Yeah. Okay. We can continue.
Yeah, it's a great feature, and I like the part that we can also import PowerPoints or Google Slides to make them magic in them. So yeah.
Yes, I forgot about that. Are you going to show that later?
I could, yeah.
If we have time, like Martin said, when you upload, you could upload other things. PDF, for example, is an interesting one, because when you upload the PDF now becomes modifiable. You can actually go in the PDF, modify images, modify text as if it turned back into like a Word document, which is really cool. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. Yeah.
Darren's saying he loves to record yourself. So yes, you can record or add your voice as part of the slide deck. So it's a really cool feature.
Yeah, and the same, once you record yourself, you can do some modifications, kind of like what we did with the Magic Studio. You can remove background. I've tried that once. You can remove the background. You do like a skit or whatever, remove the background. Let's say you did it in the kitchen. It will remove the background of the kitchen. And then you just place your video into a brand new background that you created. So again, using AI for that. It's really, really cool for editing.
All right. So if we go to the next part, we're going to be talking about one of the brand new features that I discovered yesterday, which is called the Dream Lab. So the only way I was able to get to the Dream Lab is really if I'm on my home screen button. So if you see over here, I'm going to bring up a new Canva here. So I'm in the home button. I'm really pressing the home one here. And the new feature that I just discovered is Dream Lab. So if you click on Dream Lab, what it does is you'll see there'll be a few prompts over here. So it's something I generated yesterday. And let's say I just delete this generation. So it brings me to this page, which has a bunch of new images or images that were created before. And sometimes, to be honest, I love using AI, but what I find difficult in AI is writing the prompt. So this is a great skill to teach our students how to write a prompt. But for example, if you want a specific prompt or something, or there's something you like and you want some more info maybe on how to write your prompt or modify things, let's say I'm going to use the cat over here, and I click on use. So here you see it's generating the prompt for me. And if I want to modify a few things from my prompt, see a more rugged and cuddly appearance, and maybe I say, I'm going to change this for angry.
Angry. I like that.
And we'll see what it creates. So I just modify or change the word. And it should generate.
This is brand new. Well, he doesn't look very angry.
No. Yeah. So if you don't want like the sunglasses or the scarf or things like that, you can modify a few things. But it shows you how to create or put important information if you're in your prompt. See here, the image has a warm, nostalgic tone with pronounced again and distinct film texture. So there's a bunch of things that you could use here. And let's say you want to use the picture, edit and design. I could go and edit this picture. And again, like Maggie said, I could remove the background. Let's say I don't want the clouds.
Kind of looks like my cat, actually.
There you go. I could use that picture in here.
Wow.
So cool things that we can do that I just discovered yesterday.
Does your cat rock a yellow jacket like that, Maggie?
No, only red. No.
Okay.
But Martin, can you just remind us how you found Dreamlab?
Yes. So let's say over here, I couldn't find it over here. So what I did is I clicked the 3 lines over here.
Yeah.
And I have to go back home.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go home, see here, Dreamlab's over here.
Oh, there it is. All right.
And when I open Dreamlab, I don't know if it's there for everyone, but let's say, oh, here, I have this, and it opened up this page, so I can remove or press delete this generation.
Okay.
I could delete.
That's really neat.
Yeah, and I could write my prompt here. Let's say I want a castle. With dogs, or something like that.
Very cool.
I have a bunch of things on my yeah, castle with dogs. So you'll see it won't be as specific because I didn't say everything in the prompt, so the image is not as nice. But it's another way that you could generate images.
Yeah, I'm trying it now. It's pretty cool.
So for the next part, I'm going to be showing up. So this is the image that I've done yesterday. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the image magic eraser to create things. And then we're going to add or create a story with it. So I'm going to use one of the images that I generated yesterday. And I'm going to modify it and add a dragon to it. And what I'm going to do when I create my dragon, I'm going to also animate my dragon in the story. So you can kind of bring your story to life or create a mini film with this as an animation. So I'm going to go into my design over here. There we go. So I have the design that I created yesterday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the X here. I'm going to select my image. And I'm going to go to edit right here. And same thing as Maggie showed. She showed the background remover, the magic grab. There's also, you can grab text. So there's great features. You can edit certain things. And so let's say I'm using this. So see, magic edit. I'm going to select this part. And maybe instead of having a butterfly, I'm going to write maybe a bird.
Okay.
And if I generate, it's going to give me a few options.
Oh, wow.
See, I just created a bird right there. So maybe my bird is not quite big enough, but I could use maybe this one, or you could try various things like add more description here or generate again if it's not something that you like.
I noticed too, Martin, while this is happening, you can press cancel and retype. You don't have to wait till it completely generates to write. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
See here, I have like a kind of a blue jay here.
Very neat.
If I click on done. And something else that you could do is if I go back to edit, in Magic Studio, if I click on the magic eraser, I could erase parts of the items or the things that I have over here. Let's say I want to erase that tower over here. I just click erase. And the tower's gone. So you can really
That's cool.
create images as what you really want. So I'm gonna add a dragon to this. So what I'm gonna do is I used yesterday, I went to, again, elements. I went to image generator like Maggie showed us, and I generated a dragon. So because I already generated it, it saves in my uploads. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in my uploads, and you see there's various things over here. But I'm gonna take my dragon and I'm gonna slide it up right there. I'm gonna make it just a bit smaller. And I'm gonna put it right over here just to get started. So now I have my dragon there. And if I want my dragon to be part of the story, I need to remove the background from over here. So I'm gonna remove the background and make sure you have the correct image selected if you want to remove or do something to it. So I'm gonna go to background remover.
It's a game changer.
And maybe we're talking about a story where we can't really see our dragon over here. So maybe we're creating a story about a dragon is flying over a country or a town, and he's going to go get some food in the water or something. So what I like to do with this is to animate it. So what I could do is click on animate.
Oh, yes.
And it's going to show me something like this. So I can use appear on click. I can create an animation over here. I can select various things over here. But if I press custom, you see I can grab my dragon and make him fly wherever I want. Boom.
Nice. Very cool.
So you kind of create your story within your picture with that. So the students, they love that part because they kind of create a video with all of this. So, and then if you want to have it on the big screen, you just press play, and you see here it lasts 5 seconds. And
Beautiful.
even if you want, eventually, you could add just a bunch of things. Let's say you want to add audio. There's a bunch of features here that you can add. So I could add audio, so you can have a dramatic music that goes into the background of this, so create a big scene just with everything that is included in Canva. So this is a great feature that I like. So now that we've created an animation, things like that, I would like to give you a few minutes to create a scene with Dreamlab, use the magic eraser to add an element, and animate your story. So we're going to give you about a minute to do this.
Oh, I'm going to need like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. 1 minute's not enough. That's cool. I'm going to generate a Christmas tree in Egypt. How's that?
And then we were talking about the Santa Claus arriving on the top of the pyramids. You could animate it sliding down. Like, so
that's it. Ooh, okay. You got me going there. Oh,
yeah. And you know, Maggie, we have students in the classroom that have I call it the blank page syndrome or something like that. They don't have any ideas of what to write or a prompt. So that could be a great, I call it a carrot. So you write something, you write your story, you go to do it there. Or you could create your story and then write a descriptive part about your story. So.
Yeah, especially if it's not just the students, even us, like sometimes we really lack ideas and we're just running out of ideas. I don't know. You need something to just give you that little prompt. And then once you have that, then you can fly with it,
I like the combination of tools there. You can use Tinkercad or just Tinker, the coding part, to animate your story. So that's a great way to animate your story as well. The next part, I just want to show you this. This is something that I created. I tried to go a bit crazy on here. So I put a picture of my son. You see over here. So I removed the background, put him in the library, and just to show you that you can go in the library and read books about anything. So you can dream about anything. So there could be giant rabbits or a dragon in the library. And we had windows in the library. So here I modified and I put a castle in. And this one, I think I put a garden or something like that. And this is supposed to be the moon or a planet. And here we have an aquarium. So you can really modify any images and put the students in. That makes it really cool. Just keep in mind, if you're using Canva, there's I know in our school board we have a waiver that the parents have to sign about student privacy in Canva, and this would be saved in their student account. So you need that approval if you're using pictures of students in it. So that's an example of the things you could do. But the next part is really something interesting, because in our province we get a lot, and I'm sure it's like that for a lot of places in Canada. We get a lot of newcomers, or I teach in the francophone system, and sometimes we get students that don't speak the language or things like that, and we need a quick translation or communication with the parents. So that could be something that's really interesting, and it's included in Canva. So I'm going to show you how that works, and you can even sprinkle some fairy dust, like I said, on your text to modify your text, your story, to make it a bit more fun for the students. So I'm going to show you this part here. So for example, this was the descriptive of the story here, but I think if I click on the next slide, I have a next version of it, a bit more fun. No, okay, I'm gonna go modify it. So I'm gonna take this text over here. You see that it's an enhancing sunset over a vibrating cityscape. So if I want to modify this, I could click on it. So when I have my text selected, you see that you have a little pencil over here. So this is the magic right. So if I'm clicking on the magic right and I'm opening it, I could shorten the text. So let's say the description is way too long, or the text is way too long for some of my students. I want to differentiate in the class. I could shorten the text. And let's say I approve it. You really have to approve it before. I click on replace. See, it's a shortened version of the text. So that's one way to do it. And let's say I want to have more fun with it, and I'm teaching ELA or something like that, French, or I want to really modify the text. So I'm clicking on the magic pencil again, and I want to have a bit more fun with it, or I want to sprinkle some fairy dust. So let's see what this creates over here. And I'm sorry, there might be someone home, or the dog is barking in the background.
There he is.
So we're going to be sprinkling the fairy dust over here.
Ooh, it makes it more like fantasy kind of thing.
Exactly. So here I'm replacing it, and you'll see a mesmerizing sunset. So you can see genres of text and things like that. So you could modify your text this way. Something else that I like to use, I'm going to modify it, just make it over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to duplicate it. There's a button, duplicate. I'm going to put it over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the text, and I'm going to press on the 3 dots now. So if I press on the 3 dots, I'm going to go to translate. So if I'm clicking here, translate, and let's say I want this description in French, I'm going to click select language. I'm going to search up for French. There we are. I can change the tone of voice, professional, friendly, occasional. I'm just going to leave it original for now. And it's just the text that is selected. And I'm going to click on translate.
Very cool.
And now you see it translates the whole text for me. So that's one way of doing it. So for teachers, for example, if I'm opening a new document over here, and I go on Canva, something that I really like for teacher, because I'm mostly working in the French system, and there's a lot of French or English things that
Yeah.
are created. So I'm going to go on the education side of it here. And let's say there's a bunch of infographics that are created. So I could click on infographics. And let's say I want some SMART goals or 5 rules of school, or I want something on, I don't know, fractions or the water system, or I could write, for example, PEDMOS.
For math. Yeah.
Orders of operation. I see I wrote PEDMOS, but in English it's BEDMOS.
PEMDAS. Oh, BEDMAS. Right, right.
Oh, what's it called, Maggie?
Oh my God. I think it's PEMDAS, no? PEMDAS.
Order
Multiplication. Oh yeah.
operation. See here? Let's say I'm clicking here. There's a
Right.
bunch of them.
Oh,
Okay.
you had it right. BODMAS? BOD?
Yeah. Let's say this is the
Yeah.
one. Yeah, BEDMOS.
Thank you.
Let's say this is the one I want. I like this one. See, I have various colors. I have this. What I can do, if I need this in French, I click on it, or I click a certain part of the text. 3 dots. Translate. I want this in French. Original. I could select everything. Translate. And you're going to see I'm going to have a French version of that document that I can share with my students, print, add it in my classroom. So it's a great way to use a translation tool, to use what's already in Canva and just change it to our needs. So that's one way of using it that I really enjoy.
Martin, can I add something to that?
Yeah.
You want to go back to your other infographic creation? And there is the option when you go to resize, and they will just do the entire presentation all at once without having to select anything. So if you go to resize on the top left in the blue bar,
editing,
resize.
Oh, okay.
And then you go a little bit lower. Yeah,
Yeah.
A little bit lower. And you see there, translate. There you go. So if you click on there, and then you get the same. This is another way to do it. When you want to translate, you can the whole thing can be translated all at once. So there's 2 ways to do it. You can right click or do that as well. And
there you go.
The whole thing. Yeah. Yeah.
So here I have the infographic in Dutch.
Oh, whoa.
There we go.
I think just like any AI, though, we have to be conscious about, the translation. Sometimes the meaning is not the same. Was it Mark you who told me mad in French, c'est fou ou fâché. So be careful if you don't want to say fou if it's not the real meaning is crazy or mad as in angry. So you got to make sure when you reread it, don't just take it as is. That's the only thing you have to double check.
Exactly. That's a good point, Maggie. Thanks for pointing that out. We, in our school board or in our province, we say there's the 10, 80, and the 10. So the last 10 is you validating the AI part. So just to make sure that everything is correct. So we will give you about a minute just to tinker around and try to do what we've just done. So, and you can see here that I've used the AI here to modify my prompt. So craft a zippy little note, add a dash of a sparkle, and let the magic write do its thing, and then transform the text into a different language. So
I was gonna say, well, you were feeling very creative. craft a zippy little note.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
exactly.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
did you use AI to write that, Martin?
exactly.
Well, I wrote it myself, and then I used the magic
Nice.
the pencil to modify.
To give it some pizzazz.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna go to the next part because I think it's a nice feature. We only have a few minutes left.
Right.
Something that that's new that about a month ago is we can use whiteboards. So it's like a similar
Yep.
to a Jamboard. We can add a bunch of things in it. We can add text. We can have post-its inside. We can draw things. There's various things you can do. So let's say you're doing a mix and match or various things like that. So I'm going to show you the example over here. So what I did for this part is I used the picture that I created with the Dream Lab, or I use this picture, for example, over here. And I said, okay, students, write nouns or use the nouns to describe elements from the pictures. So the students just went and added a bunch of things, a bunch of nouns. So you can see over here, they added post-it. So I went to elements and I recently used or sticky notes. And then you can use various sticky notes over here and just put them randomly on the board. And what happens with this is then sometimes when we have a bunch of random things, we want to organize or sort things. So this could also happen if you have your personal notes or things like that. We could sort things. So what you need to do next is you have to select all of your notes. And once you select all of your notes, you have the sort button. So if I press this sort button over here, I can sort by topic, by color, by name, by reactions. So let's say I'm sorting this by topic.
Interesting. I didn't know I could do that.
We will have a category of
Wow.
people and animal, accessories, celestial bodies, buildings and structures,
That's really nice.
furnitures, others. So we can categorize various things depending on what we need. So just to create a whiteboard like that, basically I went into my Canva. You see that it's already open. I went to create a new whiteboard over here, and I just used a plain whiteboard, and I just added a picture as a prompt for my students. And you know what? You could also invite your students. Let's say I want to add Emily and Maggie over here to insert things. I could add them to come here and insert it in there, put some comments about this cat or just describe the picture just with words. And then we could categorize maybe with adjectives or nouns or things like that. So we could have specific categories for every description.
And that can be through the share button where you can collaborate and enter emails, people's emails right there. Exactly. And obviously you would click there, only you can access, you change the collaboration link, and there you go. And then you can have many people entering your whiteboard. So it's kind of those who remember Jamboard and are upset that it's finished. There's no more Jamboard. I think it's already done, or at the end of the month in December, I believe. Well, this is like by far even better than Jamboard. It's Jamboard on steroids, I would call it, especially that you can collaborate. So this is a nice replacement for those who had Jamboard.
Yeah. Exactly. And you can add it as an assignment, put it in your Google Classroom, Teams, wherever you need.
Oh, wait, don't go far. The public view is a very interesting one. Did you go back to that one? Share. Yeah, public view. Yes, this one gives a link to people for if you want people to see it without collaborating, nothing. You don't even have to have an account on Canva. It really is just a link online to anything you create, any PowerPoint, any slides, infographic, which is a really neat feature. So if your students want to share this presentation to you or their parents, they can just literally do that, create the link and share it that way.
Great.
That's probably what I should have done to share my presentation today.
Awesome. Well, it is the end of our time together. Jill, you were right. We do need a few more days. I think that I'll definitely be tinkering around in the Dream Lab this afternoon. But thank you so much to Martin and Maggie for taking us through a lot of really great tips in Canva. I do want to thank all of you for joining us today. It's been a great day learning AI and all the possibilities. So thank you, everyone. I will drop a few links in the chat, and Martin's put them up there on the slide. So we do ask feedback. It's really important to us, so please take a moment if you have it. If there are questions that you have after today, or as you're playing around with some of these tips that you learned today, please email us, events@logicsacademy.com. So I'll post these links in the chat. Also, we do want to remind everyone that we do have some live events coming up in the next, in early December. We have lots of Minecraft and Microsoft events for CS Week. So please join us for that. And Martin, Maggie, anything from the two of you before we sign off today?
I just want to say enjoy, have fun, even if it's just for yourself to test it out. It's a lot of fun. Enjoy it.
Like Maggie said, just don't be afraid. Click on things, try things, and the worst thing you can do is restart over and just explore. Have fun with it, and let your students have fun with it too.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.